What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Hope Shot. Excuse my voice. I lost it over the weekend. I can't find it. It's somewhere in Orlando. At least partial of it. I got some back. it's I lost some of my voice, so I'm a little raspy. Sound like a freaking yeah. Anyways, if you guys just jumping on, say what's up. Let us know you're here. Caesar, will you please read the clarity statement?
I mean, what makes you think I just have it up and ready like that, huh?
Well, I was gonna ask Nate, but
The Hope Shot Clarity Statement. We here at the Hope Shot are a group of people in recovery spreading inspiration. We come from all different walks of life and pathways of recovery. Our verbiage may be different at times, but we all have one thing in common: recovery as a lifestyle. We support all pathways of recovery. It doesn't matter how you get from A to Z, just get there. And thank you for being a part of our Hope Shot family.
Thank you, Caesar. Man, it was a great Fourth, man. I hope everybody had a great Independence Day celebrating this holiday. Um, you know, I went to I don't know if anybody knows about FRICNA. It's a Florida Regional Convention of Narcotics Anonymous, but it was a great time. I think that really seals the deal for the Independence Day weekend, celebrating freedom. You know what I mean? What better way to do it than with a bunch of people doing the exact same thing? And, freedom from active addiction, and I think that is the ultimate time to do stuff like that, and fireworks are always awesome too, but so we had a awesome time in Orlando. I'm probably maybe seeing some of y'all out there, maybe not, who knows. But it was a great time. So today we're gonna jump right into the topic. Well, actually, I'm gonna say what's up to some people real quick. We got Mike. What's up, Mike? He said, "Hi, everyone. Hope everyone had a safe holiday, enjoyed your weekend." And we got Christina. Hey, fam. Hope everyone had a wonderful Fourth and a great weekend. Shared. Appreciate you guys sharing. Yeah, if you guys jumping on, make sure you say what's up. Let us know you're in here watching. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. And then tonight's topics. We got my beautiful wife in the comments. Thanks, babe. Good to see you. Tonight's topic is going to be how to keep the spark in recovery. And it goes with the 4th of July pretty damn well, huh? And no pun intended. I don't think that was on purpose either. But this weekend, these convention, these events, I shared about it on my home group on Thursday. I shared about, like, why do we go to these events? And I'll share a little bit of here because it was so, like, sometimes the words that come out of my mouth, I'm like, what the fuck, and it's like when I'm sharing, it's like sometimes I'm like, damn, that it makes sense. Like I remember when I first got into recovery, like I had like 3 days and I went to this event. It was called Unity. It was Unity Day for a different area. And I had 3 days. I was still withdrawing. I was still like sketched out, like out of my mind, like just crazy. Right. And I just didn't feel like I didn't want to be there. I did not want to be there at all. And I've done this a million times over and over and over. I've been to this, I've been to that, I've done this, I switched this up, I mixed this, mixed that. And nothing ever freaking worked. So I went to Unity Day. I was sitting there and I listened to the speaker. And this one speaker was talking about the triangle of self-obsession, which is the resentments of the past, the fear in the future, and being angry in the present. And I don't know what stuck that day, but that resonated with me. And that made me that was where my first identification came from, was that meeting right there, that event. And it's like, what happens if I never went there and heard that message? I wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? If I wasn't there at the right moment, the right time, listening to the right speaker and hearing my story, I wouldn't still be here. This wouldn't be happening. We wouldn't be here talking on a Sunday, about how to keep the spark. Right. So I was sharing about how important it is. Sometimes we get caught up with like the mundane of life, going through this, gotta do this, gotta keep up with kids, gotta get this, gotta get that, gotta get it, gotta get it. Ooh. Remember that? Huh? I know you. um, but imagine if, going through these just the motions of life and trying to catch up and trying to keep what we have, right? As far as like our house and lights and the families and the kids fed and got to get to do this and do that. We forget to actually take a moment for self-care and actually take a moment to actually recharge, to give that spark again for recovery. And these events sometimes will do that for you. Sometimes might not. Who knows? It just depends on your mindset, But if we go in there with an open mind, it just might. And Fricna is that, right? Fricna is that for me. And and Fricna does that to me every year. And listen, I don't plan on going every year ever. Like there's never a plan in place. I never want to go, I'm like, oh, because we had a vacation in the beginning of June and you got Fricna in 4th of July and like spending money and blah, blah, blah. And it happens that way. Right. But man, it always comes that time. And then you get that it's like, I don't know, it's not really FOMO, but it's like that Saturday night when there's like thousands and thousands of people into this room doing the clean time countdown, doing like chanting, representing, just the energy fills the room, and you are just, it's magical. It's literally magical. And if you never experienced it, you should. I know, listen, in recovery, like we're all a bunch of weirdos trying to figure it out, right? I'm a big weirdo, and going into these things gives me social anxiety so bad. And most of the times that stops me from doing a lot of things. But I have to try to move through those emotions, move through those feelings, because that is where the magic happens. That's where, going through these feelings, going through these emotions of like, oh my God, there's a bunch of people, and like, oh, and then like you get overstimulated at times when you're at these events. Like I get overstimulated. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't even know what to eat really. It's like, and you're all over the place. But it just, once you get to experience that one time, that one thing, or that one thing that somebody says, that one breakout session or workshop or whatever, you never know when you might hear that message that's going to be like the deal breaker for you, that seals the deal for you, that makes you want to stay. You know what I mean? And like that's why I can't stress the fact that, like, just try it, get over the anxiety, get over the things to really spark that recovery and get it going. Because some people are like, I don't know if this is for me. I was the same fucking way. I'm like, these people are freaking weirdos. I don't know. They're suspect. I don't really know if this recovery deal is for a guy like me. Right. But when you finally go to those things that actually do it for you, man, that's it is life changing, life altering. That's where the magic happens. And that's why I can't stress it enough. And it was my sister went for the first time, and I had to push past the anxiety and step out of my comfort zone, but so glad I got through it. It's everybody, everything you do in life that's new, brand new, that's not in your comfort zone. That's like, man, drugs and alcohol and disease of addiction wants to isolate me. So I am, I don't know what it's like to be around people without a drink or a drug. I don't know, I haven't experienced that. And most of the time I have to be on something to be that person that I once was. And when you take those things away, I just got me, and I'm just like, has to go out here in this world with all this, especially in the beginning, because you got all these emotions coming back. You're freaking, some of us are withdrawing at the time, who knows, but we got all these emotions coming back. We got, our mind is going buck wild. Everything's just crazy. Everything's new. And like, at those moments, man, that's when like things will make sense. It'll make sense for people like us. We just got to get over that push of going first, because there's a lot of people that didn't go because of that right there. Social anxiety. I'd rather stay home and be in my bed. Yeah, me too. But we got to keep the spark alive, keep it going.
You know why I didn't go? It wasn't because of anxiety. I would just spoil
I
it.
can't find the mute button. Where's the mute button? Damn it.
If only I had like a friend that was like, hey, do you want to go to this really awesome experience
You know,
that'll really spark your recovery? But no, it's cool. It's cool. Y'all don't need a spark or anything. It's all good, man. I got a couple little rocks. I'll make my own spark. That's all good, bro. No big deal.
you
Oh, is that
know?
my sister in the comments? Rachel? Oh, it's weird. She didn't get a text from her either. It's weird.
Is it this side? Thousands of people. Well, it was might be like 19. I think it was like 999 because Caesar wasn't there. Actually, 998 because
is that
Nathan
Rudolph?
wasn't there.
It looks like nobody called Rudolph either. It's just terrible.
Yeah. Well, there's always next year. Hey, we can make a family plan.
Yes.
Huh?
I would love to.
Dude, I told Tiffany next year because she didn't go either. It was a last minute thing for me as well, but she didn't go. So it's like next year, let's make a plan. If anybody else wants to tag along, let's make a plan. Get a hotel room. We'll show up and show out, man. And then we can slap a recovery coach sticker on you. There is none, but we'll make some.
There is none. How about a hope shot shirt? We could just do that.
I passed out bracelets. Well, I'm sorry. My sister did. I gave her the responsibility of passing out bracelets. So she did really well, just to let you know.
No, that's good stuff, man. I got to see so many awesome videos and pictures from all of my friends that are in your fellowship, and it looked like an absolutely amazing time. I didn't have FOMO at all, like not even a little bit. Looked really cool though, like roller coasters and countdowns and stuff falling from the ceilings. No FOMO, like none of that.
No FOMO. Listen, I got FOMO as well. Okay, but you
got FOMO Thursday night and went, oh look, they doing the thing. I'm leaving. I'm going.
I just know what's about to go down. But anyways, the reason I'm losing my voice.
Jamie? That's Jamie in the comments too. Oh, it's
she
weird.
might have been
her
there
a lot too. She didn't say anything to me either.
She goes to your church. She's even more.
Yeah, it's almost like this whole thing was kept away from me.
It's a conspiracy against Caesar. It really was. I mean, we all got together. We're like, fuck Caesar.
I feel that. I do.
Now, the reason for my voice is because on that Saturday night, I don't know if I said it. Did I say that? It's like the last main speaker. It's a speaker from like another area. I think that was from Arizona was the speaker. And so we all have like our sections, and everybody it has their section. There's areas. So the Florida has a bunch of areas, and we all have to rep our area, and we have to scream loud. And we have a small area, not as big as some of them. Some of them have huge areas. So we're like the little dogs, like, come on, you're going to hear me. Like little pit bulls, little bulldogs or whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I was like, man, we're going to get it. And we did. I'm proud of our area, man. It was fire. It was fire. We did really good. We represented. So that and chanting, telling the newcomer to keep coming back. It's just powerful.
Yeah. I mean, Jamie just gave me a website as opposed to, you could just tell me like when I
what's
see
the website
every single week when I see you. I don't know.
She's gonna give you a brochure next time. No, there's no brochure yet.
No, man, it's honestly, it's awesome to see the kind of unity you guys have and the hype, and it just looked amazing. And I was excited for everybody. Every time you guys go and I see all the, like, legit, no joking, like I do get FOMO. I'm like, man, that looks like an amazing time. It looks like it really does fire everybody up, get people excited for recovery. And we need that. Like,
and we're boofing coffee the whole time, but I guess that doesn't qualify as keeping the spark. Is what?
Listen, Rudolph, I've heard the stories. Bustelo flows like a river there.
Bro, magical. Okay. golden pathways along that Bustelo River.
Yeah, it's just
It's
there's more
ridiculous.
caffeine there than the entire country of Colombia.
Yes.
Matter of fact, Bang energy drinks makes all their money for the year in that one day. They don't have to do anything
No,
else.
bro. We've moved on. Now it's Celsius and freaking Celsius and Red Bull. Okay. Bang. It's a complicated relationship with Bang. Okay.
Well, they left on us. They filed bankruptcy and left us hanging. So everybody moved on.
I'm gonna read some comments and then you can share on this how to keep the spark.
Absolutely.
Okay. You gotta say it like that too.
Spark.
There you go. Thank you. Let's see. We have Jalen. I love your name because it's my daughter's. So good to see you. And we have Catherine. Good to see you. And we have Christina says, I could tell Justin was screaming and cheering on his people for that countdown. Amazing experience. Yes. I'm going to get it back. We got Jessica. Good to see you. Rachel. It's always good to see you. It was a great time though. Yeah. Oh, we went through the boofing already. We have to actually go through that comment one more time because it's just that epic. We got Jerry. What's up, Jerry? We got Chris. Good to see you, man. Let's see. We have Jessica says, tomorrow I should be waking up with 11 years. And I think about it all the time of how I was there in the right moment with the right woman who scooped me up and under their arms. I totally get what you mean about keeping the spark. That's right. Like in that right moment, you know what I mean? Like if we believe that everything happens for a reason and, you know, like it's those moments, man. And if we are open to it, it will happen. Just like, you know, I had Mike was sharing earlier that he made a post about he went 30 miles, like he was driving home or something and he missed his turn and he went like out of the way in Arbordale or something. And he went to McDonald's to eat. They sat down. There was another guy there from the same convention and they both connected and fucking hugged it out. And it's like, yo, those are moments, man, you know, and we have to be open to those moments, man, that are just like meant to be. That was for him. That was his moment for that time, you know, because we never know when we need that little extra boost, you know, to keep that spark going, you know, and that does it. Those things, man. If we're, like I said, we have to be conscious of it, you know, conscious of the fact that is a moment. Let's see. We have Jessica. Hey, watching from Texas, waiting on this hurricane. Oh, prayers for safe to get through that thing. Luckily, it's not as bad as I think it is, and I haven't watched the news much, but I think it's just tropical storm, like maybe a low hurricane, maybe. No, I don't know. Please fill me in.
It's smashed into Jamaica, I think, at like a Cat 5, and then slowed down. But it's still going, I think, right at the Houston area.
Yeah, well, she's in there. So prayers for safety, and yeah, and thank you for being a part of our recovery too. Let's see. We all know Jamie's here. Hey, Jamie, stop laughing. It's not funny. Let's see. We have we got Melissa. What's up, Melissa? Good to see you. I wish you were at Frick. That would have been cool. She didn't get the memo either, Caesar. You know, it is what it is. And then we have Kelly. Bankrupts. See, there it is. And then yeah, Jamie said we had Seal's best. Yes, we did. Flowing. All right, Caesar.
All right, Justin.
Nice.
All right, bro. Whatever.
I'm going to sit down here.
Yeah, you go down there. No, man, it's so important. So it's funny we're talking about this. We had the meeting at my church this morning, and I was talking about routine, you know, like guys that are institutionalized, like we can take that institutionalized lifestyle and the way that we are, we can turn it to good use and create a really healthy routine in our lives. I thrive in routine. And then somebody rebutted that and goes, yeah, but if you're just routine, if just the routine is the deal, you know, that gets stale really quick. And then you're just going through the motions. And that is why this topic's so important, because I don't want to just be going through the motions. You know, I don't want to just be checking off boxes every day. So I have to find things that keep things green, that keep things exciting. And, you know, like what you guys just had is my thing is, you know, that new meeting at the church that we've had is completely like sparked. I apologize for the slurping noises coming from my left. My dog's just hosing down water. But that meeting really sparked something in me. There's a lot of new people that come in from the halfway houses that have no experience with the church, no experience with the steps, no experience with recovery. And I get to be that introduction. And that excites me. And I get to see people walk in there in their first day, like, hey, I just got out of Baycare and now I'm in this sober living and I'm giving this thing a try. And, you know, this is the second time that we're going through, almost completely through the second time. And those same people, you see them in there and they've got jobs and now they have something to share and they have some experience with recovery. And you just see them brighten up. And like, that's one of the cool, I'm sorry. Hey, Kelly. My dog's just going absolutely nuts over here and I can't even pay attention. Anywho, that's the stuff that keeps it green with me is newcomers, just interacting with them. I can't. Hold on. I just gotta open the door.
He just wants to share. He just wants to share a little bit. He's like, I'll show you, Spark.
Like he is demanding. He wants what he wants, and he will not accept anything less than right now. He wants it, and he wants it now.
He belongs. He belongs.
He drank his 32 gallons of water, and now he wants to go outside and get rid of the 32 gallons of water. Anyway, but that's what keeps it fresh for me. I mean, events and you know, being a part of seeing the work that you guys did at the Always Center and seeing that come to fruition and seeing those things, that's what keeps it fresh, because that's what's going to help so many more people. It's just, that's the stuff that gets me really excited. You know, being where we ate today and just sharing some photos and having the support of our community, the people that own that restaurant turn around and share the photos and say, hey, we are welcoming to all people in recovery. We make these really cool non-alcoholic mocktails, and we want you to come in and feel completely comfortable having a drink with a cool little fancy flower in it and stuff. And we will never judge you. We will never say anything except, yes, we support you. Here's a non-alcoholic drink. And we've got community partners out there right now that support us in that way. And that post just makes me happy because I can see that we're changing the way the community thinks. And the fact that we're thought of, and we were sitting there, there's this whole non-alcoholic menu of these cool drinks that Ashley put together. And I'm like, man, everybody had their little fancy drink in their hands. How many times do you go to like a really nice restaurant and stuff and you end up getting water or a Coke? You know, like it makes you feel like you're part of this super cool mocktail.
Or listen, or
that up. Look at our boy Lance, old Lance mocktail.
Oh geez. Yo, but listen, you know how many times we go to a place and we want something that's like, you know, we want to have fun a little bit, you know, and it's like they don't have nothing, like with Cyril Zilch, but there's a full menu of
she created
drinks.
that intentionally for our community. And I think that's one of the coolest, most welcoming things. And I will sing the praises of the Dangs restaurants because they support us like that. Those are the things that they keep me driven and they keep me wanting to do more because we're changing the community. We're changing the way people think. And we're becoming a target audience. Like, hey, we want the recovery people in here. We want to see you guys. It makes her happy and gives her energy to see 15 people in recovery sitting at a table and they're enjoying her restaurant. So, I don't want to get caught in the mundane. I don't want to get bogged down in it. It happens. Like it happens to everybody on this screen. You can't tell me it doesn't, work, life, trying to balance things out. Economy sucks, fears creep in, it is what it is. But staying open to those moments that make you so grateful, those are the things that keep me going forward and keep me excited about this deal every day. It's the people that, shoot, Rudolph joking around on here. The fact that we reached a Rudolph that has grabbed onto this thing, and look at how much he's grown up because he saw the hope shot. That's like the most incredible thing ever, that we had that kind of an impact. Those are the things that make me excited. And they keep this thing shiny, new, and green. And it's the experience of watching God at work in the people's lives around me that will always keep me striving to do more. And there's no better accountability than that either. Like, I want to maintain the best, highest level of recovery that I can, so I can be attractive to the next person out there that goes, man, I want what he has, like it keeps me on the straight and narrow. It keeps me striving to be a better person each and every day. And if I'm not like that, then I'm moving backwards, really. Like when I'm checking boxes and going, okay, I did my gratitude list, I'll go to work and then I'll make sure I pray later. Like that's not how I want to live. I want to live truly happy, joyous, and free. And the happy, joyous, and free comes from this internal deal. It doesn't come from anything external. It comes from my connection to God and seeing his kids get well because of what this deal is doing to, like the power this thing has. And the fact that we have a platform. How about both of y'all? Do you ever go, oh man, it's 6:30 on Sunday. Oh man, I got to get on the Hope Shot. But then I think about like the reach and the impact that we have on people. And I'm like, I never get off of this feeling the way I do 30 minutes before it. I'm like, man, I need to meal prep. I need to do this and that. And I'm checking off boxes in my head. And then I get on here and the comments start rolling in and I get all excited all over again. So just in frequent contact with newcomers, which I was missing for a while, here and there, but that meeting where I hate to say it, where these halfway house guys are forced to go. I'm grateful that they're forced to go there and I get to see them every week, and it just warms my heart. And seeing people from the past that I haven't seen in 11 years pop up in a meeting with a chance to get this deal, that stuff gets me super excited. And, hopefully a year from now, I'll be on the Hope Shot talking about how awesome Frickna was. If my friends remember to invite me, that would excite me too. Calling you all out.
It's a done deal.
And don't forget to invite Rudolph too.
I want everybody to be here a year from now. Okay. Exactly. And if he stands us up, that's it. We're gonna picket his house.
No. And we're bringing Rudolph because we can't have him sitting over here in Pasco County boofing espresso, sad because he's not at Frickna. That's just wrong. We won't have it, and we're gonna. If we could roll deep in there, Hope Shot, that would be super fun.
That would be awesome.
We
could buy shirts. We could buy shirts that says Hope Shot Family.
Yeah, we don't even have to buy them. We could just have them made. Well, I guess that is buying them.
That's buying them. You got to buy. You got to steal them?
I might. You'll know. You'll know me.
Old habits die hard. I get it. It happens.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, it's experiences like that. I've been to conferences, and I'm not going to lie, man, mine were not as fun as y'all's, you know what I'm saying? They just wasn't as lit as what y'all got going on. So I got to get a little piece of that action.
I would love for you guys to get all y'all, all of us, man. It's
what used to really.
And Kenzie says she co-signs it. It's happening. You got to do it now.
Look, that's Kenzie's another one that I see like pretty regularly. You could have told a homie.
They only brought me for my own safety.
Yes. Actually, 100%. That is what the back of your shirt's going to say.
And then everybody else is like, I'm with him. I'm with him. I'm with him.
So you remember early on when we'd roll to Ocala and do an event, and we'd roll over here and do an event? Like, that stuff was fun. It was like guerrilla tactics, hope shot style. Like, we need to get back into doing some things in person and getting. All right, no, I'm not going to say we. I need to get back into doing some public stuff with you guys and get my head out of my work game.
Ass? I mean, that's what I meant. Work
I
game.
said work. I said work. Jamie keeps like putting links and telling us next year. I get it. You got to remind me next year, not now.
She put your link everywhere.
All aboard the Hope wagon. That's it. That's it. We're gonna roll deep.
Look at a bus. Yeah. Anyways, all right, man. Yeah, next year. So it's happening. All right. We'll get a whole floor. Hotel room.
You're shooting for the stars, but let's do it.
You gotta shoot for the stars, man.
Excuse me, we need the whole top floor of the Rosen Plaza, please.
We need the 6th floor, just because I don't know. Number 6 is good. It's lucky, maybe, right? No, wait, maybe not. 8, 2, 2.
Yeah, I like 8. I like 8.
What about 2?
I like 2.
Okay, let's do 2. Nate, what do you think? 2. Okay.
Nate, just jump on. We're kind of just talking.
Yeah, I know.
Like there's really no rhyme or reason to this tonight.
I know. I was just letting you guys go.
We're having fun, but I want to have fun with you. Jump on in.
There's a lot of boofing talk, man. I was like,
jump on the wagon, bro. We talk about boofing on here.
What do you think, Spark, bro? What do you do for the Spark?
All right. I don't know. Caesar talked about a lot of what I was thinking about too.
I did that on purpose to mess you up.
Oh, you didn't mess me up.
No, I'm kidding.
It's hard to do that.
No, but I mean, if you're in this deal, you know what keeps you in it. You know, it's not that complicated, really. We make it complicated. You know I do. You know, Caesar brought up a really important point. You know, we come in here very on fire. You know, doing willing to go to any lengths. You know, hitting many meetings, going to the events. Just in it, right? I hope so. That's how I know all of us on this screen came in it, and then inevitably, if you stay in this deal and do the work, you start to, receive blessings. You start to get the jobs, you start to get the businesses, you start to get the responsibilities, and shit gets busy. Life be lifing, man. And it's easy to get distracted. I know I've been working with a new sponsor for the last few months. Oh shit, almost a year now. Huh. Look at that. Anyway, because I needed something fresh. So, sorry guys. See, life be lifing, man. You can't stop that shit from happening. Yeah, how do I stay relevant? How do I stay on fire for this deal? Like when my life was burned to the ground, I knew I had zero options, and I was hungry for change. I was desperate for a connection to a group, to a power that I didn't understand, to life, to a community. The very thing that I had been estranged from for however many decades. I longed to be I long to be a part of, and I come into this deal and I'm willing to do whatever it takes. I'm in it, right? And like I said, things get busy. What used to be 7 meetings becomes 5 meetings. What used to be 5 meetings comes 3 meetings. What used to be 3, then it's I get to 1 or 2 a week, and what used to be weekly meetups with my sponsor becomes, check-ins on the phone here and there. What used to be, daily devotions or prayers becomes, I'm getting out the door. I'm just, like Caesar said, checking off boxes, quick, please in the morning, thank you at night type relationship with my higher power. And then I wonder why the spark's not there. It's because I am not doing the very things that saved my life in the beginning. I need to stay on top of my daily maintenance. I need it in our literature that it says, I have to perfect and enlarge my spiritual life on a daily basis. If I'm not doing that, I become very stale. I become stuck, and for a guy like me, in that space, I start to regress. I start to, my defects come back and um, full force, and they're just all over me. And and I know I needed a spark. I needed a spark like a year ago. I was, I was on the road a lot. I um wasn't connected really to my fellowship, wasn't connected to, I wasn't home at all really ever. And when I was always like waiting for the call to be back on the road again. So um, I wasn't really, I had a sponsor, and I talked to him frequently, but I wasn't really in the steps. And most importantly, like Caesar said, I wasn't working with any newcomers. And I felt the effect, I really felt it. And so, yeah, there was some major shifts that occurred, and I got off the road, devoted myself full time to this organization that I'm so blessed to be a part of. And I focused my energy on working in my community rather on the road all the time. And, got, switched some priorities, got busy. I changed home groups, which was a difficult thing because I'm like Caesar, and I know I'm like Justin's the same way. We're creatures of habit. I go where I feel comfortable. I love familiarity. I love, routine. And and it's like the analogy of the frog in a frying pan. You could put the water on boil, and the frog's not going to jump out until it explodes, right? That's me. And I need to get out of my comfort zone. I need to keep the spark alive. I need to keep doing the things that got me sober to begin with. Yeah. So I changed home groups, changed sponsors, got back in this work. And most importantly, I started to, prioritize, this relationship with my higher power. The please and thank you vibe was not getting me where I wanted to be, or where I believe that where that spark is like ever burning, and that flame is, always warm and comforting. And I started redefining that relationship and devoting more time to it. I probably said it on here before, but I heard this speaker. He's like, yeah, if your higher power was your girlfriend, would she be mad about how much time you spend with her? And I was like, fuck. I'm like, a year ago I could absolutely say affirmative, because I wasn't spending much time, really plugging into this thing that ultimately saved my entire life and continued to, give me all these blessings, And so I just started I'm like, how can I create a space to, to have a more intimate relationship with this power? So, I just doubled down on stuff that I did in the beginning, maybe not to the extent I do it today. But the difference is, back when I first came in here, I was just following instructions. I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just doing what I was told. And I didn't understand the power behind the suggestions I was giving, when followed thoroughly. And that's the difference now. Because from working with others, I see the power in the very suggestions that were given to me. And and now that I'm, when I get up and I pray and then I go through all my books and I, take a minute or two and do a little meditation, and then I write, to my higher power, a letter, journal every morning. And then I get in gratitude, and then I get out of bed. This is all before I get out of bed. Right. And and then throughout the day, you know, and you know, we someone had mentioned, you know, maybe that stuff could get, you know, monotonous, you know, and lose its flair. But I don't know where I'm at today. It just keeps getting better. You know, the closer I get to this power, the more excited I become, the brighter my life is. That spark is burning even greater today. And it never ceases to amaze me that when I prioritize this relationship, everything in my life just kind of starts to align. And I know that you know, in the transition and starting to work with others, you know, I started to just you know, I started to get excited about recovery again. You know, not to say I wasn't excited or passionate about it before, but it's different now. You know, it's taken on you know, it's taken on new meaning. It's taken on it has a different color to it. It has a different shine to it. And you know, where I was like, you know, I have to go to this meeting, you know, or oh man, I gotta go to this meeting. I gotta go to my I'm like genuinely excited to sit around a group of guys on a Friday night and talk about recovery and God and you know, or being vulnerable and being messy and all these things that it's, you know, it's just wild how yeah, I come in here desperate for change, and then I'm given suggestions, given instructions, and I follow them because I have no options left. I'm out of ideas, and then you know the blessings come and life gets busy, and I start to forget, you know, like the very thing that saved my life is the very thing that will continue to grow it, you know, and that is you know, just not you know, we hear conscious contact with God. Like I need something a little bigger than that, you know, because I've all like since I've been in this deal last 6 years, I've had a conscious contact, I believe, but this last year I've grown, I've developed an intimate relationship, and that has what relit, you know, my spark. That's what keeps you know, that fire burning for me. And I think it's also important to like find, you know, for me to keep my spark also is, you know, to find your passions outside of the rooms, you know, to um you know, I felt like you know, there's different schools of theory that were, you know, like meeting makers make it and da, 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 you know, and there's people that, you know, live and die in meetings, you know, 7 meetings, maybe more meetings they're at. But for me, I got sober to experience life, you know. I got sober to you know, to practice these principles in all my affairs, most importantly in home and with my family and with my community. And so, you know, I encourage, you know, anybody that, you know, to find your passion. What are you passionate about? What do you do? Like I know I am so blessed to have discovered surfing, and you know, and the I work really hard. My life is really busy, but I also, if the stars align and the waves are up, you know, me and my girlfriend are on our way to surf like once a week, you know, and just get away and go connect to nature and connect to the ocean and, you know, the adventure of it. It's that lights, you know, that gives me my spark. And then today to just decompress and rest. And then but you know, and I'm in the midst of that. I got my guys calling me, my sponsees, and I have this guy. He called me, and he's like, he's 20 years old and just getting into the steps and getting into recovery. And I don't know about you guys, but you know, that gives me my spark too, just to see a kid, you know, get, you know, buying into this deal, and getting you know, excited about recovery. And um I wasn't there when I was 20, you know, but God bless them, man, because you know, if they can skip out on a couple decades of pain and humiliation and tragedy, then you know, but that comes from me raising my hand and speaking my truth at a meeting. I shared for like 2 minutes. It's right at the end, and something I said, you know, made him want to come reach out to me. and get my number. And that's what this thing is about. Justin said something really important. He was talking about this moment that our friend Mike had experienced, but how can I become open and aware to these moments occurring? That I have to have a clear channel from me to my higher power, in order for me to see, how this power manifests in my life. I have to be open to it. And how do I become open to it? I have to connect to it, and as much as I'm disconnected as much as I can't see. And, when I'm plugged into this deal, I see evidence of my power, just orchestrating everything. Nothing, it's no longer happening to me. It's happening for me. I had this experience on Friday where, I was a mess. I don't know why I was a mess. I was struggling with some insecurities and fears and stuff, and, all morning. And then I get a call, my work truck kind of blew up, and my friend was borrowing the truck, and I'm like, man, thank you. He's like, what do you mean? Thank you. And I'm like, bro, you helped me get out of this other thing and bring me back down to reality. I see the lesson. I see how this power works. That's what keeps the spark for me, is this power and having in the space to share what this power is and how it can transform your life if you allow it to, with others, and not just newcomers, but to, my loved ones, to my dad, to strangers, to the homeless guy, that I see everybody drive by and I give him a $20 bill, and I'm not doing that for attention, but I'm just saying, like, just treating everybody with love and compassion and all my affairs, and for me, that's the spark. The spark for me is love. And that love comes from my connection to this power. And, the importance of doing the things that make sure I stay connected, to keep that channel open so I can see how this thing works and to, share it with others. And
And Nate, something you said real quick. Something you said. It's like when you shared for those 2 minutes, and that was somebody said, I want to touch on that real quick, because there's a lot of people that hold back something that they have, because they let insecurities win, they let the dark side win, and it's like, man, you're holding back that spark that you're supposed to give to somebody, and it's like, you got to move past that shit. You have something to offer. I don't know who's sitting out there that does the exact same stuff. You have stuff to offer, and you need to share it with the world, because you never know when somebody might hear what you have to say, and that little minute or two that, like Nate shared, could change their whole existence. You know what I mean? It literally, just like that dude that spoke, on that stage, when it changed my whole mindset, and I finally got it. So I need to say that, because there's a lot of people that do that and hold back. They hold themselves back from the world when you need to be sharing your gifts. You need to. It is very important. Is like, that's how you give your recovery away.
Yeah. So, yeah. And I always talked about, like, my new guys that I'm working with, always they're like, I don't know, what do I have to share? And I remember what my first sponsor told me. He said, because I was like that. I was like, because I was so full of shit for so long, sitting in these meetings, talking shit, regurgitating stuff like I read or I heard somebody else say, just to fit in.
Gucci, sound Gucci.
Yeah. So I was like, this time around, I just wanted to listen, and I was stubborn about it a little bit, and narrow-minded too, because I didn't, but luckily I surrounded myself, and that's another thing. You find your spark in your tribe. If your friends aren't lifting you up, and setting your world on fire, and praising you and telling you when you're with the bullshit and all this stuff, you need to find a different crowd, man, because I don't know about y'all, but my crowd lifts me up. My tribe tells me, and they keep my spark alive by letting me, telling me, getting honest with me, or telling me when I'm wrong, and not judging me for it, and loving me through the hard times, that's what my sponsor told me. He said, Nate, if you ever don't know what to say, just all you got to do is talk about your struggles. Somebody can always relate to your struggles, and that shit stuck with me because, I've sat in a meeting with guys that have 20, 30, 40 years. And this guy that comes in and has 2 days, he says something and I'm like, wow, I needed to hear that. I need to hear that shit. They don't, we don't, like, what a lot of people don't understand is as soon as you come into these rooms and start doing this deal, you are already of service. You have some parents that aren't stressed about you. You have some kids that might be, not losing sleep because their dad or mom are coming home tonight. Your community is better off because you're not stealing and pillaging it. The list goes on.
Everybody feels a little bit safer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
And you have a voice, man. Like your story, you talk about your pain. I need to hear that shit. 6 years removed from this, I would like to say that I don't ever forget about it. But when I come in and I hear some raw shares about where they're at and what's going on in their life, I don't know if this is selfish, but I'm like, damn, that's me. And I'm not him anymore.
Dude, that's what, to me, we've talked about the built-in forgetter before. The only reason I haven't forgot where I came from is because I stay in the middle of this thing and I hear the stories and I'm with new guys that are sharing. And I'm like, ooh, that was me, man. I'm glad I'm not there anymore, but I could be back there real easy.
Yeah, like what we said earlier, Caesar, that with that your friend, you could be him, he could be you.
That could have gone the other way real easy, Yeah. And then I see it and it takes me back to 11 years ago. We were sitting in the same rehab together, had the same exact shot, and the paths just went two completely different ways, and thank God that my path is the one that I'm on. But we were talking, I was dropping your bombs this morning. Like we were talking about this relationship. And I used that line, except I said wife. I was like, how would my wife feel? Is it at an intimate relationship if I'm checking off 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night and the rest of the day just not thinking about her at all? She's
doing some dumb stuff.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a relationship. And then Anna shared some great stuff too. It's like that if you're continually seeking and getting to know this thing, it has to stay green because I can't comprehend really and truly my higher power. I can't wrap my head around it, nor do I want to, because if I can fully conceive of it, then that power is not great enough for me. You know what I mean? Like if I can just understand God, like I know God, like I know God really well. The heck I do. Look, Anna just popped in.
She is.
Anna,
just to let y'all know I'm here.
Dropping bombs, and like changing my way of thinking. And she is so good at explaining these big spiritual concepts in a way that I can understand. Like, don't box your higher power into your routine. Like God doesn't care if you want to do something at 6 a.m. and you got something else scheduled at 8 o'clock. He would like your full attention throughout the day, and that's, that's something I can keep growing towards and always keep growing towards till the day that I die, because I'm never going to fully understand this power, nor do I want to.
Yeah.
And it's such a blessing to sit in there with guys from the newest of the new guy to the guys that have a couple weeks that are just getting comfortable opening their mouths. And Justin, like what you said, I was told the same thing. It's you have to open your mouth. You might be the one that's carrying the message for somebody else on that day. And then the only thing my sponsor told me that was different was, he goes, if you have to really think about it, that's ego.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you've spent half the meeting formulating what you're going to say and really not listening to anybody else so that you can sound really good, that's all ego.
Mm-hmm.
Just share my experience from the heart. And I don't really have to think about that because it's my experience. I lived it. I'll listen to the topic and the way the discussion's going. And if I have something to add, I'm definitely going to add it. And I learned one other thing. I don't know if you might be able to, let me point that way. You might be able to relate to this, Nate. I went through this like phase of I'm only going to share a solution.
I hate
You know,
that shit.
she said, I hate that shit. And that makes me unrelatable
Correct.
Yeah.
to the newcomer.
And everybody struggles.
It makes me unrelatable if I'm just like, well, page such and such, and this tells us to do this.
Oh,
My
geez.
experience with that was, you know, and I'm just the shining example of doing everything perfect. I lead off with my mistakes. Like, man, I've screwed this whole thing up. Let me tell you how I screwed it up. But today, and then it segues into doing it the right way. But if I don't share the mistakes, I'm unrelatable. Like the way that I shared like 4 or 5 years ago, if I was a newcomer listening to that guy, I'd have been like, well, that ain't the guy. That guy's got it all together. He's completely unrelatable. You know, and on the inside, I ain't got it all together. I'm just leaving out all the messy stuff and only telling you the outcome. Like this, oh, I mean, it's a beautiful life. I did this and now I have this. And I left out all the in between, you know, all the failures and the learning and the lessons and all of that stuff. It's so much more important to me today to have a message that somebody can relate to, hear, and get something out of, see my faults, all the things. Like all of that's more important to me than how I look when I share. I don't care how I look anymore. It doesn't matter. My story is my story, and it happened the way it happened. And I'm still sitting here, still in recovery. So something had to go right.
Yeah.
You know, I there's moments when like I'll have this, like I want to share something, and then by the time like I'll start to overthink it, right? And I'm overthinking the whole time. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna share that, and then by the time time's up, and I wanted to share something. Like even sometimes I struggle with stuff, and I want to share something I'm struggling with because something got brought up or whatever. But I'll overthink the whole process of trying to share that thing, you know. And I always feel like, you know, if something comes, like there's times when there's no inclination of wanting to share at all. Like I have no desire to do anything. But then sometimes I have those strong urges to share on this topic. You know what I mean? But then my mind takes over and brings me into this far off land of Gucci-ness, right? The land of Gucci. And it's a roller coaster of Gucci-ness that I go down, right? Because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna say this, that, and the other thing, and get this, that, and this, that, dot the T's across the I's. And then by the time it's like, what the fuck did I just do?
Yeah, you know what?
Nothing comes out.
Yeah, it's called self-centered fear. I know exactly what I want to say. It's really important, but hold on, let me refine it in my mind to make it super polished. And then it's like, oops, just Gucci'd that.
The land of Gucci. That's what
that was my rehab thing. Gucci on the outside, Kmart on the inside. I thought as long as I look good on the outside, I was good. And that was the exact opposite of what was true. Because as long as I'm good on the inside, then truly everything is good. This doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think also, Caesar, something you just said reminded me. Like, I was just talking to one of my guys about this a couple days ago about, you know, they're struggling with the God idea, you know, a higher power idea, and what I told them was like, I believe it's in that space where I'm struggling with this deal, where I'm messy, where I'm making the mistakes, where I'm questioning, bro, who are you? Like, show yourself, you know, like in that internal struggle about what this power is and who it is and what it is. I believe my power is most present and alive in that space. Like, you know, if I can just, you know, it's good, you know, that's why, you know, we talk about, you know, the maintenance steps, you know, you better, I better be applying all these steps in my life, because I think step 2 is one of the most important steps. I always be coming to believe, you know, coming to believe means that I don't know what this fucking thing is. You know, I don't have a definitive concept of what this power is. God, girl, power, force, energy, sunlight of the spirit, Buddha, Allah. I don't fucking know. And I don't care, because guess what? I know it's real. And it evolves. It changes. It takes different forms, different meanings, only when I'm actively seeking it, when I'm questioning it, when I'm, you know, in the mess, when I'm like, that's when this thing's, really comes to life for me. And I love that space, that I think that's the most important space to be in. That's why I think, like what Caesar said, it's, if I'm not sharing that mess or those struggles, that's where my power, is really busy.
Yeah. Well, man, has been a great episode. It's always a great episode. I feel like
I know we're past time, but read it. There was a bunch.
Tim, just give me a minute. Just a minute.
Zip it.
www.com. I am Caesar. You want to read? You know what? You want to read some comments?
Hey, look at this. This is our good friend Chris.
She said hi.
Hey, what's up, Chris? So good to see you on here. Let's see, who else do we?
Is she waving at us?
No, I was waving at Chris.
No.
Wow.
We're not.
Wow.
She's sick of that.
I don't know who Chris is, but she must be damn important, and I'm upset now.
You are correct. She is damn important.
She's my old school recovery friend from when I first came in, and she just moved around the corner from us.
Cool.
I live in Spring Hill, that's why.
So let's see. I love this. Karen says, my tribe doesn't co-sign my BS. They lift me up too. That's a good tribe right there.
But they lift me up too.
But they lift me up too. Yeah, but having somebody to hold us accountable and tell us, hey, you're full of crap. That's awesome. Let's see. I'll put Anna back up there. Yeah, Anna was in the house this morning dropping bombs, and I appreciate her. The Lord's house, actually.
Anna has also inspired me to get creative again. So I'm in the background doing creative stuff.
Oh, shit.
Let's see. Who else we got? Oh, Rachel, you guys sparked my recovery for the new week ahead. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in, because there wasn't nobody on here. I could talk to these guys on the phone or in person on a daily basis. So thank God there's some people in here.
Wait, here we go. Did you get that one?
No, I'm going in the opposite order, but go ahead.
Which one?
Go ahead, read some. We'll tag team it.
Susan, in 4 days, we're going to congratulate you. Okay?
I'll congratulate you on almost being there.
Congratulations. I wanted to read. Where is the other one? Oh, this one. Matt, what's up, Matt? What up, guys? For me, it's important to change it up once in a while. My meeting schedule, my morning routine, daily disciplines are extremely important, and I don't want to get stale. Nope, no stale. Not like a cracker.
What you call me?
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, Rudolph. That this was powerful at the walk. So one of my favorite photos I've ever taken is the one I took at the recovery walk. The guy had 8 days, and the couple wrote in the book, "Your journey has just begun." That couple had 40 years in recovery. It was probably one of the most impactful photos I've taken since I started, and that was such a cool moment. And one of those guys is not with us anymore. So Ed, that had, I think, like 46 years when that happened, we lost him, not in a bad way. He just got old and he left us. But
the regular stuff.
Well, just life be life.
Yeah.
But Ed was just a beautiful person that was one of those pillars in our community that he was always there. Every sober event, everything, Ed was there. And very close friend of one of my favorite people on earth. And that's how I got to know him. And I'm just grateful that we have those old timers that laid the groundwork to make it so easy for us.
Yeah. Predecessors.
Let me see. I'm not going to read any more of the comedy.
Yeah. That one.
That's 4 years ago today, my husband got high for the last time. Fentanyl changes everything. R.I.P. Billy Washington. That's from Erica. Absolutely. Fentanyl did change the game. I can't take it off because I don't know where that comment is, Justin.
I'm sorry.
You don't have to be sorry. Right. Listen, Melissa says, Anna was on fire. Yes, she was on fire this morning.
And she picked up 7 years on July 1st. Congratulations, Anna.
I got to be there for that. Congratulations, Anna.
All right.
That's all I got.
That's all we got. It's a wrap, y'all. Hey, thank y'all for being here and listening to us and being a part of our recovery today and helping us get our spark, because your comments help us too. Give us that spark that we need to set us off for the week ahead. This is it for us, man. This is why and Caesar was right. He said it earlier, sometimes, man, we don't want to go on sometimes, but we always leave better than we started this freaking episode. Always. And that's a fact. And I hope you guys feel the same way. But yeah, and you know what, let's little leave behind was, find out what's something you can do to spark your recovery, man. It's maybe share. Maybe share in a meeting, or maybe hear something. Maybe go to a different meeting. Maybe switch it up a little bit. Maybe if you have the Monday in your home group and you get all pissy at people, maybe it's time to switch home groups. Maybe do some step work. Maybe do whatever recovery works for you. And find out what that looks like. Because sometimes, man, we can get stalled out and complacent. And what happens with complacency? Shit happens. That is the devil's liar. That thoughts keep creeping in, man. You never know. So we want to make sure we keep that flow going. And if you don't have a morning routine, maybe start one. Whatever it looks like for you, find it. And then I hope you guys have a great week. And we love y'all. And wait, no, it's this one. There we go. Oh yes, that one.
4th of July, man.
Yeah. I every time I do this and I'm like, why am I doing freaking confetti? Anyways, don't mind us. All right, y'all.
Bye.
Y'all. See ya.